What's going on, guys? And hello, it's Tyfly here. And today I just watched the great movie that I've seen. It was perfect, and they did a great job with with all those parts of the movie, and they did a perfect harmony. They did a great job. So it was Trolls Band Together. Now, Trolls Band Together, it was the most good movie of all. It was great, and because for the sorry, I got a little excited. Anyways, back before the Bro Zone was together, they were getting ready for the perfect harmony, and then they were playing the great song, and then they did a great job. I gotta say, they did it wonderful. But but John Norrie and the rest of them, even Baby Branch, known as Baby B, they they got messed up. They messed up the song, and then they followed John Dory's the leader. But and after all that, they quit. They quit, except for Floyd. Floyd doesn't quit. He he needs to go on his own. But Baby B doesn't want him to leave. But Floyd told him to watch his grandma. So that was his job. And then, and after all that for the present, Grant, Branch and Poppy was there, and I'm like, yes, the great cast, Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake. They did a great job from Trolls, the first movie, and then Trolls World Tour, and now this. They did a perfect job for it. But my mind was blowing. I gotta say, it was a perfect movie for a perfect for a perfect, perfect movie. And Poppy and Branch, they did a great job. And that movie was bring the Branch's brothers back. But and then Brittany, um, was it again? I keep losing. Ah, here it is. Um, here it is. Um, I think it was Poppy's best friend, and then she's married to King Gristle. So that was I was like, oh my gosh, she looks wow. And then there was John Dory, and then I didn't see him. He grown, and then Branch saw him, and then after that, Poppy meets John Dory as Branch's brother, and then I gotta say that was mind blowing, but that was really cool. Well, it was kind of cool, but Branch was kind of little mad you know because they walked out of him and they never came back. It's because you know why? They quit. Just like I told you from the beginning of the movie. And then John Dory tells Branch about Floyd, and then he knows. But and then Poppy wants to go with them, and then she told him. I mean, she told Branch that if she had a sister, which she did, and then she could do anything to help. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, sounds fine with me. And then Poppy was like, Brand Zone 2.0. And I'm like, oh, okay. Same old Poppy. Okay. And then there was those guys, those guys who just got Floyd. Every time they, spray, they used to sing. But they're draining all the trolls' energy into their bodies. That was, I'm like, Oh my gosh. But this is really unpleasant. But it was gonna say it was really fine actually. But on the other hand, it was it was fine. And second, Branch after that, Branch and Poppy, and then John Dory is ready to get the Brosons back. And then there was Tiny Diamond. Tiny Diamond, I gotta say about Tiny Diamond, he was really good, and he was great, and he was a great driver. And then he's got a license permit, and I'm like, okay, that was cool. And then those are funny parts are really cool. And the pictures that Branch showed, and then he says, all we have to do is follow the clues. That was really awesome what he says. And then I like when he says it because I like the way he says is really intelligent. And then and then there was Spruce. He got a little big, but he was in the band. And then Poppy meets Spruce. And then Spruce doesn't want, remember the last time from the first time for a perfect harmony. And then he he sings. They all sing together. Even Branch, either. And also Cooney Poppy. And then after that Spruce had his wife. They're a family. I'm like I didn't notice. I didn't know. And then oh, I forgot to tell you. Spruce changed name to Bruce. Not like Bruce Wayne or Bruce Banner. You know what I mean. Anyways, he goes by Bruce. And then, and after that, they went to another place to find, you know, Clay. Clay always says, "God flex the drip." He always says that. And and then they arrive here after they Floyd was escaped by those giant, his her sister and her brother, and also and there was another troll. It was Viva. I gotta say about Viva. Sorry, Viva was a really I don't know what to say, but Viva was a really good troll, and she was the coolest troll. And but I mean, and and then and then she says like when Spruce says burger, eh, eh, the other trolls scream, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then used to say burgers as Birkins, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why would you ever say that? There's no Bergens here. And then there was Clay. I'm like, oh, finally Clay! Oh my gosh! But I like all of that. But Clay used to do a robot dance like this, and then goes. I'm like that. I'm like, oh my gosh! But they're telling Clay about to reach the perfect family harmony, and then Clay joins in, and then and they're about to leave Mount Rages, but not yet. But Viva told Poppy about that bracelet. It was, you know, I was like my mind blowing. And then Viva Poppy that she was alive. And then Poppy didn't know. Poppy was confused. Poppy was confused that she's alive. And then, and then, and then Viva tells, I'm your sister. And then, and then Poppy was like, what? And I'm like, and then, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, and then Branch was like, whoa. And then I gotta say, that was really, really, really surprised. And and now Viva and Poppy are sisters now. That was and Poppy's dad didn't get a chance to tell tell Poppy that she had a sister. I'm like, oh my gosh, mind blowing. And after all of that, they were trying to get everyone back together. But and then they were singing about, from the first beginning, but it was all messed up. And then Clay and Bruce, known as Spruce, and John Dory were arguing each other again. And then Branch wants to forget about Clay. But and then after we say Clay, and then Branch didn't realize that they're going separate ways. And Branch was like, I'm like, okay, is that what he was thinking? Or is that a surprise? Or is that like a be a fan? So Branch told his brothers about his mad at John Dory, and then after all of that, it got hurtful. And then he tells them about his grandma got eaten. Remember that from the first movie? From the first movie, Trolls? The one he told Poppy about his past? I mean, that Branch told Poppy that that Branch was singing when he was a kid. And then now this. And now Branch told his brothers. And then after that, he walked out on his brothers. And then I gotta say about that movie was really good. That movie was great. They have perfect intelligence and Brozone's back, and everything they did was perfect. And also the singing, they did a perfect job, and rescuing Floyd, and they did a perfect job for the family harmony. They just need to be themselves. And after that, they rescued Floyd. And I'm like, oh, finally, they got him back. And then, and I gotta say, Bridget and Bridget and King Bristle helped them to help Branch and Poppy and Viva. Viva's here to help. And then try to rescue Branch's brothers. And I gotta say that was perfect. And then after that, they sing Better Place. Better Place was a really good song. I sing that song. I enjoyed it, and I loved it. I love that song, and I love all the songs. And then after that, those giant things, outrageous. Hold on for a second. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's just a speaker, but Yeah, I better fix that. But don't worry, as I was saying, that they got after that they got the Brozone sing, even Poppy and his sister Viva, and also, and they saved Floyd. And Floyd, but they he turned he turned like the stone thing, but after that, it was like emotional. I was, oh my gosh. And then Branch told him, he's like, I built a hideout, Floyd, except a 10-story water slide. And then Floyd is back. That was so cool. That was really perfect. I like it. It was perfect. I like it. And then after all that, like I told you about, and it, Poppy and Branch kiss in the end. Now, I gotta say that was, I'm like, oh, finally they get there. They did. I'm like, wow. Now that's now they did it. I'm like, now they're doing it. I'm like, thank goodness. And then after that, Vivo just braided Branch's hair, and then that was so funny. I gotta say that was funny. That was funny, and I gotta say it was funny and enjoyed. I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10 because the reason why, because the family harmony, the bro zone, um, and also the families, to get a lot more questions, and the singing parts really really cool. But the songs were great, and most importantly, did a great job for the ending parts of the songs. It was unbelievable, and then it was incredible. So it was incredible. So this movie, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. So I like that movie. So it was perfect. So I'm gonna wrap this up. So if you haven't seen this movie, watch it on Prime and maybe and rent it or buy it, or go to the paradox things, paradox, the thing, and it has trolls band together and everything else. Or you can buy it when it came out, or on DVD or on Blu-ray. So as always, I'm Tyfly, and that's all for now. And take care and peace out and have a great day.